Talk with the Cowboy.
Welcome and thanks for riding with the Cowboy. Well, a great victory on Sunday against Atlanta Falcons, 29-25 up in Atlanta. A great last minutes touchdown from Baker Mayfield to Kyle Orton, our tight end, to win the game 29-25. And the second win in a row for the Buccaneers to try to make this 4-game winning streak, starting with the Packers this weekend, to take control of the South. They are leading the South with a 6-7 record, along with Atlanta and New Orleans, but they got the tiebreaker. A great game, tough game. Everybody came to play game. Playoff atmosphere for our team as far as enthusiasm goes. Fought back, last minutes, touchdown from Mayfield. Defense held the Falcons at the 3-yard line of scoring, ahead by 4. Great game. Great game to watch. Tough game for the Bucs to win, but they got the win, and it was a good victory. Rachaad White ran well. Mike Evans caught the ball. Chris Godwin was a part of the offense, and Kyle Orton caught the game-winning touchdown. So it was a great game. The first half was slow. Didn't get off to a good start, as usual with the Bucs, but in the second half, they changed it around, got things going, got desperate, started playing desperate, taking a few chances, got some passes in there to Chris Godwin, got him to Kyle Orton, and got the move and running game of Rachaad White, put it together and started moving the ball, scored enough points to win. We'll take a win, any kind of win, 1 point, half a point. With 4 points is a great win. A little bit close to the chest there on the end, but that's what made it an exciting game. Big game this week in Green Bay. We got to get up there in Green Bay and win this game as if it was a playoff game. It is a playoff game for us. We have to win 3 out of these last 4 games to make the playoffs, and that's what we got to do. And Green Bay's next on the line, so we got to get up there and play real hard and win this game against the Green Bay Packers. They're 6-7, coming off a loss with the Giants Monday night. So the Bucs got to look forward to a big game, 1 o'clock up in Lambeau Field this week. Go Bucs. Everybody seems to be healthy, except for Devin White with a foot injury, but Devin White is not playing any good all year long anyhow, so being that he put something on his foot to say he's hurt and stay out the whole year as far as I'm concerned. And let's let these players who want to play, and we'll see what we can do. And we're in the thick of things. You can't ask for no more than being the lead of your division. Even though we're tied with the other 2, we're ahead of them by the tiebreakers. We got to keep winning. And this week is a big test for us. A lot of great games this week. Kansas City gets beaten, a great play by Buffalo after an offsides call on a wide receiver of the Kansas City Chiefs. Great game. Dolphins go down to defeat by the Tennessee Titans in Miami Monday night. Big game. Dallas whips Philadelphia, whips them real bad, whips them like a rug on a clothesline. Just beats them. 31-13 in Dallas. Dallas looks like one of the finest teams in football. Them and the 49ers now. I think Dallas has overtaken Philadelphia, what I seen the other day. If you see anything different, please send a comment and let me know. We'll keep you posted on all these games. Keep watching. We got 3 games this Saturday. That's 3 games, starting at 1, ending at 9. Saturday football, NFL back on air this Saturday. We have a full slate on Sunday. Nobody's off. Nobody's in a bye. The next 4 games, everybody's playing. Okay? We'll keep you posted here at Sports Talk with the Cowboy. What's going on with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers? In other news, college news, FSU, as we know, being left out of the college football playoffs. The last show we told you about Ron DeSantis authorizing $1 million of Florida taxpayer money to legally defend Florida State in a lawsuit against the College Playoff Committee. The Attorney General of the state of Florida, Ashley Moody, has started a criminal and civil investigation by her office as the Attorney General of the state of Florida against the College Playoff Committee. She wants phone records. She wants personal information, personal records, subpoena them and find out how they left them out. And if there was a criminal conspiracy with a television network, not named, but I'll name it for you, ESPN. We're going to see what goes there. We got a criminal attorney general on them right now. So this is a lot more news than we had last week with just the governor, with just a civil $1 million complaint that he would pay for their defense of a civil lawsuit or prosecution of a civil lawsuit. Now we've got the Attorney General of the state of Florida and fully involved in a full-blown investigation. So we'll keep you posted here. FSU got robbed, no question. There's going to be 2 games to decide who plays for the national championship between me and you. It's fraudulent. That's just how I feel about it. No matter what fan of college football you are, it's a terrible day in college football. We'll keep you posted. those games will be coming up. We'll get closer to them in the next week or two. We'll give you a little preview of the games. And as far as baseball concerned, big news, $700 million news for the great outfielder of the California Angels to the Los Angeles Dodgers. And this is going to be a major shift in all money, $700 million contract over 10 years, a $7 million average. But that's just hard to understand that you could pay that much money. The big news, big trades. We still believe that our pitchers will go out there to Los Angeles Dodgers. We're just going to keep watching the trading this whole month. Is the owners trading players, and we're going to be involved in a lot of trading. The closer we get to that, we'll let you know. As far as hockey's concerned, we've lost 3 straight games. I don't exactly know how. They're out shooting us. They seem to be getting close to the net. We don't seem to be keeping them back. We lost to Vancouver last night, 5-2, and that was the 3rd straight loss. Vasilevsky is in net. Hedman's playing. Kucherov's playing. Stamkos is playing. The Core's playing. We just come into a rough patch and lost 3 straight games with the Lightning. We got to get that picked up. Got to get back on pace here after the first of the year and make that run for Lord Stanley's Cup. And we'll keep you posted, and you be the thunder for the Lightning. But for now, that's about what's going on out there with the Lightning. As far as any other news, John Rahm signed with the Live Tour for $150 million a year for 3 years, about $600 million payout for Live Golf to get the PGA Masters champ last year, John Rahm of Spain, on their tour. I don't know any much more about it than that. As far as NASCAR and IMSA is continuing to test their cars up in Daytona, getting ready for the Rolex 24 Hours in January, followed by the great race at Sebring. So we're keeping eyes on the winter tests because they're going to break it another week, and they won't start until the middle of January, and they'll test for 2 weeks, and then they'll race the Rolex. That's the end of January 2024, 24 hours of Rolex in Daytona. We're keeping you posted here at Sports Talk with the Cowboy. We got a special interest being from Sebring, where Sebring International Raceway is located. We'll keep you posted on anything else, any kind of sports you want us to cover. Please put it in the comments, send it to us. We'll keep you posted on the USF Bowl at Boca Raton. No, not much news because the game's not being played. So until then, we're going to go to our questions. And the first question, again, from Alice. This is why we're going to take Alice's question, because she's going to ask who I think is going to win that USF game against Syracuse. And Alice, I really don't know yet. They're practicing on their home fields. Tampa is practicing USF, and up in New York, where Syracuse is from, they're practicing up there. They won't arrive till after Christmas. After that, they'll be practicing here a couple of weeks, or at least a week, and we'll be able to see them a little bit up close. Mainly, it's the same preparation they would do on any other opponent. At least they know who their opponent is. I'm sure they're watching a lot of film, Alice, right now. And the next question, and God bless you for your question, Alice. And the next question is from Timothy. And Timothy wanted to know what I thought about the offsides call against the receiver of the Chiefs. And that play, I think he was offsides. I don't think there's no question that he was. I don't know why he was so close to the line, but apparently he was. And I understand the controversy of Patrick Mahomes, but I would figure he'd have an iPad. He could look at it like we could on TV and see the man was offsides. That's all I can say, Tim. God bless you for your question, Tim, and thank you. And the next question is from Tara. And Tara wanted to know what I thought about Major League Baseball putting out a $700 million contract on a player. Tara, baseball and sports is the biggest industry in the world. I want you to think for a minute like this, Tara. All of the movie industry, every movie, every TV show shot, every music genre with all the music, they go about $3.5 billion a year in revenue as profit revenue. $3.5 billion. Some even get it at $5 billion. 5 baseball players on one sport, on one team, make $5 billion. Tell me how big that would be with these 4 sports and how much money they would generate. With golf and racing, they say that it would generate $80 billion. So you take that 5 and times it by 10, that's only 50. 15 times more. But that's for the main sports. So, Terry, yes, it's not much money to absorb when you're making that kind of money, apparently. But it is astronomical when you think $700 million for one person, or $600 million for a golfer. It's just mind-blowing. But they can afford to pay it because they're making that kind of profit. God bless you and thank you for your question, Tara. DJX, what you got for me tonight?
Well, Cowboy, you know what it is. Let's get right off into it, buddy. All right. What's your take on AFC and NFC clinching and elimination scenarios?
I think it would be the AFC eliminations. I would think would be Kansas City and Miami still, but I seen Buffalo play a good game against them just Monday night, so there's no way I could actually put Buffalo out of it. But
Right.
I do see Buffalo, Kansas City, Miami, and Baltimore in that mix.
I like that.
And the NFC, I see the 49ers and the Eagles. I see the Cowboys, and I see the Lions.
I like that too. All right. Bucs rise in power ranking. What you think about that?
I think they should. They have played a gritty game against the Falcons. It wasn't anything flashy, but they got the job done. It was a very give and take game.
Yeah.
I think they're equally matched, and I think they should have went up a little bit. And they went up a little bit, a few places, but they went to 6 and 7, and that's the main thing. They got 2 wins behind them.
Right.
You got to look at what they're doing now, not what they're doing in September. So they won 2 straight.
Right.
We'll see if they win 3. If they do, they'll probably go up again.
Right. All right. Sounds good. NFL to discuss rule changes on kickoffs.
They probably will on the kickoffs like they always have. They've been trying to get the kickoffs and the punts removed because it's a really dangerous situation with the players running down the field hitting each other. Very, very bad, and most of the injuries, serious injuries, come from there because of the speed and all the players off the lines of scrimmages as they're running. And they tried to close down the gap of the kick so that they couldn't return it as easy. They gave more yards to them when they let it go in the end zone. To just say, okay, we'll take the 25.
Okay.
So they're trying to minimize it as much as they can, but they just can't take it away, really. But they're going to keep talking about it.
All right. Let's go to the boards for a second. Mayfield's heroics keeps Bucs playoffs hopes alive in the key win over Falcons.
It was a heroic comeback from Baker Mayfield. Many would say that had his own bad game during the first half, but he came back and won the game. And even his critics can't say he didn't come back and win the game because he came back and won the game. In a gritty performance, like you've heard every DJX myself, ever since we picked him up. Gritty, tough play. And that's what he did.
Yeah. All right. Buccaneers Rashad White scores on 31-yard pass from Baker.
Baker has figured out that Rashad White can catch the ball out of the backfield in space and do better than lining up at a running back and going through tackle. He's figured that out. So he brings White to run off front of that tackle a few yards and dumps it to him. Now he's out in space and he can wiggle.
Yeah.
You put him back here and make him run through this hole, he ain't too good at it. So Baker's figuring it out too. They're going along and White's being used as a weapon now. He's not a liability going 1 or 2 yards. They're figuring we're just going to keep giving him the ball.
Right.
You guys watching the receivers go outside down the field, thinking we got it covered. I'm going to send White about 5 yards out there and dunk it to him.
Yeah.
Say, see what you can do.
Scramble him up.
And he does it.
All right. Now, I asked you this earlier in the season. I got to go back and ask you again. Is Mayfield our guy?
Yes, he is our guy. If he wins 3 more games, he will be our guy. If he wins 3 more games, I know people's going to hate to hear this. Go get a college quarterback. Listen to me. If the man wins 3 more games, he wins Green Bay, Jacksonville, or New Orleans. If he wins 3 of these next 4 games, or all 4 of these next games, and we wind up 10 and 7 or 9 and 8 and win the NFC Division, South Division, even though we get beat the first game in the playoffs, but we get to host a playoff game in Tampa. Okay? Baker Mayfield will be back. So will Todd Bowles. Now, hear me. If Todd Bowles goes and he still wins 3 or 4, they might keep him. I ain't saying Todd's going because it's going to be hard for you to fire Todd Bowles winning 2 back-to-back division titles. I don't care if he got beat in the playoffs or not. He got beat. He got to the playoffs, didn't he? And listen, last year he got the playoff with Tom Brady. Tom Brady went 8 and 9. If Baker can go 8 and 9, hear me now, or Baker could go 9 and 8.
All right.
Tom Brady went 8 and 9. See, yeah, but he went. I don't want to hear it. Tom Brady went 8 and 9 with the same team.
Well, let me ask you this. I'm going to close out with this. All right. Out of the 3 teams you just named, one being the toughest, give me the numbers he going to have to face One being the toughest.
The toughest team that he's going to have
Yeah.
to play, the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Okay.
Week after next in Tampa will be a tough test one this week in Green Bay. All of them will be tough.
Yeah.
We got a lot of film on New Orleans and Carolina. We play them all the time, twice a year. We know them. We played them already.
No sweeps.
God, I'd pray it, but if he can get 3 out of 4, I'd be happy. 3 out of 4, he's already won 6. That puts him at 9 wins. If he wins 9 wins, that's a winning season. 9 and 8's a winning season. 9 and 8.
Yeah.
He wins 3 out of the next 4.
Mm-hmm.
But I'd like for him to get started right here with Green Bay.
Yeah. All right. Sounds
I'd
good.
like to. Before we get off here, Merry Christmas, DJX.
Merry Christmas, Cowboy.
Merry Christmas to each and every single one of you from the show. I want to thank our families who put up with us with this show and our kids. And we're going to have a little special sometime between now and Christmas to say Merry Christmas to you. Remember Jesus on his birthday. Be good to each other during this time. Peace on earth. Be good to your neighbor. And lend a helping hand if you can. And goodwill towards men, as the season says. And let's learn to do that more than just during the Christmas season. But let's have some goodwill towards men. Merry Christmas to all of you. We appreciate all your comments, your viewership, and putting up with us running this show. And we want to thank the studio, and we want to thank DJX and everybody else that put the show together, and all the family members that support us. Merry Christmas from me and DJX, and God bless you, and Cowboy out. Merry Christmas till next show.
Have you ever had a dreams that you want him to do you so much you could do anything?